Yeah. We are live. Good evening, everyone, and a beautiful new year to you. How you all doing in every part of the world that you're watching from? Okay, number one, I'm going to say I'm sorry that I came in some 60 minutes man schedule. It's not my okay, no excuses. It's due to network glitches here and there. I got signed off on the laptop I was using. I had to look for another, just to be here. Yeah, so I'm so sorry. I apologize about that. So, how did your new year go? How was your time out with your kids, your teenagers, your spouse, your partner, your friend? I hope you had a good time connecting with the people in your lives. Do not forget, people are much more important than money, than houses, than cars, and whatever. Actually, it's there in the scriptures. Yeah, that's God so loved the world. It's not a word of cars or houses or buildings, but it's a word of people. I hope that the holiday gave you a beautiful time to connect to the people that matter in your life. It's fine. There will always be holidays, yeah. So if you did not, this is another time, 2024 is another year to do it better. Yeah, so before I go on, my name is Fumilola Akintola Williams. I'm the lead coach at the Informed and Reformed Teens Academy. The Informed and Reformed Teens Academy is an academy for young girls where by the grace of God will help you to work with your teenagers to be everything that God has wants them to become. And then we do that using our mentorship system. We have a curriculum that we run them through. It's a yearly curriculum. And then already we have people onboarding. We've been doing this for years now, but it is now that we're putting flesh, putting muscle, everything to it. And I like that if you have a girl from age 8 to age 18, please do not say that, oh, I can, it's, the time has gone when we say, oh, it's not just to raise a child. It's not God that helps one to raise a child. All of that time is past behind. The world we are right now, I tell you, you're going to be in a community of people that believe in the things you believe in, community of people that will help you when you are not there, and then community of people that they will form the significant other adults by the time you become the least influential in the life of your child. And don't forget, don't even kid yourself. The time is gonna come when you're gonna become the least influential. Yes, you'll still be important, but just that you no longer be the most important person in the life of your child. So that is for those kind of times that you have an academy as ours. And then we have been working with teenagers for years now, but now we are mainstreamed to work with girls. So if you got a girl, get them on board. Do not say, "Oh, my girl doesn't have a problem." My girl, no, it's not about. You're not a fact. I'm not a psychologist, yeah. So I don't work with people that have problems. I'm just a teen mentor. I'm a teens coach. I just work with young people, especially with young girls. So it's not about my daughter doesn't have a problem. We don't want your daughter to have a problem. Trust me, you do not want your daughter to have a problem. So your daughter will not have a problem. That's why we say, okay, bring them on board. Let's do the work together. Yes, that's just by way of introduction. You know my name by now, Fumilola Akintola Williams. And so this is the first time we'll be coming live in 2024. So let me say Happy New Year to you. I wish you a very beautiful and prosperous New Year. And then what else am I gonna say to you? It's the year is still early, so there's still time to do all of the work that you need to do, especially with your teenagers before it gets busier. We don't want it to get busier before you start thinking, oh, the year is this is May, this is April, before it gets there. So that's what we're going to be talking about: how to make the best of 2024 with your teenagers. I always tell you, if you have a teenager, you are sitting on a time bomb. I don't mean, figuratively now. The reason I say that is because you have very limited time to spend. But so some of us that have pre-tweens, toddlers, okay, you can still say I have time. But if you have a 14-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 12, 11, in the next couple of years, they're going to leave your home. So the question is, what have you put in your child? What's going to make your child different when he or she gets out there, specifically when she gets out there, because our question is actually girls. So that's what we're going to be talking about today: how to make the best of 2027 with your teenagers. Don't forget, 2023 is gone, with all of the everything that happened or that did not happen, the things that you wanted to do, the things that I did not do. All of that is gone now. This is 2024. Can we start on a clean slate? Yeah, they call it slate. Can we start afresh? Can we begin to look at the year with optimism and with a lot of positivity? It's going to do us good, not only your parenting journey, but also your personal life, your career, you work with your spouse, you work with the people in your world. Can we begin to try as much as we can to put a little bit of optimism? So that's what we're talking about. So how do you begin to make the best of this year? How can you eat this year you're running? See, I put it on my sisters the other day. I said, see, even though there was holiday, but nobody ever gets a break from parenting. You don't have, it is the kids that have holiday. You as a parent do not have a holiday. Especially if you are the parent of a teenager, you do not have a holiday because your time is just and it's ticking. Tick, 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 it's ticking so fast. Of course, we know it's ticking. I don't have to go back to that. So, how do you make the best of this 2024? It's just starting. I think today is just 7th, yeah, 7th of January. So the year is still early, it's still new. We can start and eat it running. If I rub my hand, just know that I'm just trying to get that warmth. Yeah, it's freezing, freezing, freezing cold. All right. So number one, as it meets your assignment with the enthusiasm it deserves. I tell you, parenting is an assignment. Parenting is a calling. Parenting is an office. Parenting is everything sacred, everything noble. In short, I'd like you to put it in the comment section if you can hear me. That parenting is everything sacred. Parenting is everything noble. Noble because you're doing the most honorable thing in the face of the earth. You are helping shape your destiny. You are helping prepare an individual for life. So you have to meet it with all of the enthusiasm it deserves. Because I tell you, the mindset with which you meet it is going to determine the outcome. I mean, it's going to determine the kind of input you're going to do, and that in turn will now determine what you're going to get at the end of the day. If you meet it with, these kids have started again. Oh, it's a new year. I'll start screaming again. I'll start shouting again. You know what? Excuse me. That's what you're going to. With that mindset of stress, that mindset of, oh, I've not done what I'm supposed to do. This. That's the mindset you're going to face the work with. And of course, that definitely that one goes without saying that it will affect what you're bringing out of it. So, no, already now, I already said it. I said parenting is everything noble, parenting is everything sacred, and parenting is an assignment. So please just know, settle it in your mind. Go and calm down about that one. Settle that one somewhere in your mind that this is what parenting is, and then you're gonna meet everything it deserves, all of the enthusiasm that it deserves, all of the positivity that it deserves, all of the attention that it deserves, everything. See, I like to say to myself that, see, the most important job you're going to be doing in your lifetime is the job of being a parent. Nothing is as tasking. Nothing is as tasking as being a parent. So you have to first of all settle that within yourself. Accept it. The way you brought that child into this life, and like I always say all the time, no child beg to be born. We brought them here. Now that they are here, we have to do right by them. So meet it with enthusiasm. This is January. Don't start the year saying, oh, these kids have started again. They have come again. This one has this again. All of that will just wear you out. And then the cocoa work that is supposed to do, you're not going to be able to do it. So they're parents of teenagers. They like to qualify it because you're actually a parent of a teenager. Please meet it. It's an assignment. Meet it with the enthusiasm. So if you're still there thinking, oh, will they just go? Will they just with the holiday? I mean, with the what's it called now? Will the holidays just end? If you are there thinking that we are kidding yourself, the day is gonna end. It's gonna be another holiday, and then one day you're gonna close your eyes, open it, and find that they're no longer in your house. So meet it with the enthusiasm it deserves. Meet it with the positivity that it is. That's how to make the best of this year. Because you know what? I hope you know that there are milestones that your kid, your teenager, your teenage boy, your teenage girl is gonna reach this year. Are you prepared for that milestone? Are you working towards that milestone? If your child was if your child was 8 last year, for example, mine was 8, now she's 9. So if your child is 9, there are milestones that should be attributable to that particular age. Are you aware? So there is everything at every stage. There's always a milestone. Are you prepared? Are you ready? Or you are wondering, oh, how am I going to do this? See? In short, just go and, if it's skirt you like to wear, go and wear your skirt. If it's trouser you like to wear, go and wear your trouser and get ready for the work. Because there's work to be done. I kid you, there's work to be done. But you know what? The work is one that is rewarding. If you put it in, it is the one that ensures that gives you rest. So dear parents, don't slack. Yeah, that's the word. Don't slack. Be ready. Like my sister sometimes is gonna say, anytime I say, oh, how's it going? This, she'll say, oh, he will say, we're born ready. So you better be born ready, yeah? So be born ready. So meet your assignment. It's an assignment. I said parenting is everything noble. Parenting is everything sacred. Everything. So nothing is as important as parenting. Trust me. Nothing is as rewarding, nothing is as fulfilling as knowing that you did a thorough job. So meet it with all of that enthusiasm, and then you see that you are starting your year on a positive note with your teenagers. Yeah, and the number thing you need to do to make the best of this year with your teenagers, you have to make no reference to failures or incompetences of the past. Yeah, this is just scripture I brought to you today. They said, forget the things that are past, everything that's gone, all of their failures, all of your failures, all of the inadequacies, the incompetencies. Please, can we stop making reference to them in January? This is January. Can you not start saying things like, oh, that's our last term, that's how you scored 30, that's our last term, that's how you scored 20. No. It's gonna start the year on a not so positive note for your teenager, and it's gonna dampen the morale. For example, they're gonna resume school tomorrow, yeah. And then the next thing you want to say to encourage your child that is going to hostel is, if you like, go and score 30 the way you scored it last time. Come on, their parent, don't go and be doing that. Stop that already. Don't go and be doing that kind of thing. Yeah, it's not going to help your teenager at all. Rather, it's going to dampen their morale. It's going to make them feel, oh, it's going to make them work according to your expectation, because you already said that if you like, go and score 30 just the way you scored last semester. Rather, make no references. If you more, I'm gonna see. Don't mix it up. I'm not saying just dig the ground and then bury it. No, there's also something to be picked from failure. Yeah, there's something you can learn from it, but not in the sense of incapacitating your teenager. Not in the sense of incapacitating or demoralizing your teenager. Don't go and be saying that to her. For example, she did something that wasn't really nice, and you go, if you like, go and be following boys in school. Oh, don't. That's not what you need right now. No, you need to gear up. You need to get ready for your work. You need to be positive about what you want to do with your teenager. So make no reference to failures and incompetence of the past. If it is failure of the past, incompetence, the only time you are allowed, now this is the right to it. The only time you're allowed to make reference to it is probably you want to pick a lesson from it. But if it is to demoralize your teenager, if it is decapacitate, then don't forget your work is not to demoralize your child. Your work is not to destabilize or make the enthusiasm of your child go down. That's not your work as a parent. Rather, yours is to cheer him up, because don't forget you're the cheerleader. So that's the work you want to do. So make no reference. Just the way God doesn't make no reference no more to our sins, to what the things that we have done in the past. Why should you keep making reference? And it was last year. Or that, some of us say that's how when you were age 6. Come on, the child is 10 now. Come on, cut them some slack. Cut your children, cut your teenagers some slack. What's gone is gone. The failures, the incompetence, the errors, the mistakes, everything they did, that's gone already. Stop making reference to them, especially the failures, especially the incompetencies. The only time you want to now the only time you want to make reference to them is when you want to pick a lesson, or you both want to pick a lesson from it, to learn together, to learn from, to grow together with, not to demoralize or incapacitate your child. Do not say words. I read in a book that long after we become adults, we keep hearing the things that have been said to us, and it is true. So when your kids remember the things that you have said, are they words that bring up hope, or are they words that douse hope? That's what you want to work on this year. I know, trust me, we are in the same ship. Yeah, I know how our kids can be, especially the teenagers. Oh, they can come with a bucket load of attitude. They can really come with it. I know that already. But you know what? I have told us. I think that's where that's what said what website teaching is from. That they're still growing. Their prefrontal cortex is not fully grown. So sometimes you don't expect them to have all of the answers or to behave perfectly fine all of the time. So their parents, please make room for that reference, because the more you do that, the more you incapacitate them, and you don't want to do that. And tell me, a child, an incapacitated teenager, she's gonna reach the fullest potential. That's not possible. The one that you have told, if you like, go to school, go and be making silly friends up and down. Don't say that to your teenager. Rather, you say it to your teenager that, okay, as you're going to school, I know that you have the competency that you need to choose the right friends. Come on, that's building, that's edifying. Do you understand? It's not better. So why not? I was talking with one of my teenagers the other time, and then he was making reference to what happened between him and his younger sister, and he was like, okay, he didn't even make reference to what the girl had done wrong, and because of that, the girl was able to open up and say this and this and this and this that have happened. So their teenage parents, please stop making reference. Stop what's the word now? I listened to a teaching last year. I was talking about when to throw in the towel. When your kids have surrendered, yeah, they've done something, they goofed, they messed up, they made the mistake, and then they admitted it, and then they're like this, hands off. The hands are up in the air. Can you not further nail them to the cross? Yeah. African parents, especially, we tend to do that a lot. So know when to cease fire. I think that's the idea of what I'm trying to say to you. Know when to cease fire. Know when to say it's okay. It's okay, guys. It's okay. Can we start afresh? So when your teenager messed up, whatever it is, the mess up is, when once she has once she or when she, once or she once he or she rather has hands in the head, don't further nail them. Don't go keep to be saying that's our last no, 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 it's not going to help them. So that's another way to start your year on a great note with your teenager. Number three thing to do to start your year on a great note is you have to have a parenting plan for the year. This is very, very important. I cannot tell you how important this is. It is very, very important. You have to have a parenting plan. For example, my child is 8 now. Yeah, oh, sorry. You see, I thought you they grow so fast. In my head, so I'm thinking she's 9 already. So my child is 9 now. So between 9 and 10, there's a plan. I know what I want her to have been able to achieve by the time she's 10. That's a plan. Simple. It's not, doesn't have to be verbose, has to be big or whatever. It is just what you see, the gap you see in your child, and you want to fill in a particular time frame. Don't forget, your parenting plan is 18 years. It's 18 years. So depending on where you are on your journey, you're the one to determine, okay, where is my child now? By December of 2024, where do I want my child to be? That's it. That's the plan. Physically, emotionally, psychologically, whateverly, socially, academic wise, whatever. This is where my child is. By December 2024, this is where I want my child to be. You have to have a parent. You can't just be doing what's it called? My coach will call it achitekwonu. You can't just be doing achitekwonu kind of thing. You can't just be doing it anyhow. You can't do it anyhow. There has to be a plan in place. Especially if you're not in a setting that encourages you to, Africa, for example, everybody's able to put mouth for it. Okay, this is what to do, this is what not to do. But if you're in a place where it's just you and your child, it is when you are now outside there among people. That's when the gap will really show. And I tell you, their parents, you don't want that gap. You don't want that gap to be obvious. You don't want it to really show. So, their parents, please have a parenting plan. Have a plan in place. My daughter is 10. My daughter is 11. This is what I want her to achieve. This is how I want her to transition. This is what I want her to do. And then you get it work. For example, one of the major things I said to myself, I'm just giving you an example here, was that by the time my child is 8, she'll be able to really have her own school clothes by herself without my involvement. And that somehow, we kept at it. And then if you like put what's it called now? If you like let your clothes be rumpled, you're gonna wear it like that. That's a plan. That's just an example. Another example is, okay, by the time my child is 9, I want her to be able to man the kitchen, or by the time my child is 9, I want her to know my neighborhood so well so that I'm able to send her to, depending on the area you find yourself. Some places you're not able to let your child go out until she's a particular age. But I know there's some places that give you that advantage. Do you understand? By the time my child is 9, I want her to be able to have read this number of books. Whatever. Just have a plan in place, and that's what you measure yourself with by the end of the year. Not by December will not come. Then start shouting, "Hey, what did you do this year?" And then you start going up and down, start jumping up and down. It's not going to make any difference to the child. You just looking at them like, I'm wondering what she's saying, because there is nothing. There's no templates. There's nothing to expect, and of course, when there's nothing to expect, there's no expectation. Of course, there's not going to be any returns. So their parents, have a parenting plan. Yeah, it's going to help you on your journey this year. Have a parenting plan in place. What you want your child to have achieved by a certain stage. That's all there is about a parenting plan. For example, if you have never ever thought about that, this is just January. January is just starting, so you can start. Okay, my daughter is 10, my daughter is 11. But if your daughter is 13, if you want her to start traveling, of course, don't just go and because a child that you have never put, please, I have to, if a child that you have never put anywhere before, you can't just say, no, because she said that the child should be by the time child is 13 or 14, she should have started traveling. No, it doesn't work that way. So meaning that you now start working on that plan now. So if your aim is that by the time your child is 14, she should be able to navigate your state here by herself. I remember that when I got admission at into university in Nigeria, I think I was 16 going on 17, and I was navigating it was only once that my mom had to take me to school. Every other time from then, I was finding my way myself, and I was just 17, and it's interstate, yeah. So I was able to do that. But of course, that didn't just happen. So it's not the time that your child is ready for school. You not just bundle the child and put. She's gonna act lost. She's gonna act confused because she's not being used to that kind of thing before. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. So that's what it means to have a parenting plan. Have a plan. Have what you want your child to have achieved by the time your child is a certain age. It's going to help you. It's going to help your child because there's something to look forward to. There's something to, and for the two of you to weigh your journey together with at the end of the year. Don't forget it's a journey, yeah? It's a journey that at the end of the year, you're going to be like, okay, this is how far we have come. Have a parenting plan. The next thing you want to do to make the best of this year, you have to ensure it transcends from a plan to reality. Don't just make it a plan and just leave it like that. If nothing happens, yeah, nothing moves. Yeah, I think if you're a science or something, they say that nothing moves except there's an extra. I think there's something in science like that. I am very sure. Not that I think, I'm very sure. Something like that, that nothing moves except there is something that pushes it. Meaning that everything is just going to remain static if you do nothing. So do nothing. It's nothing, get nothing. That's just it. So, dear parents, you need to make it ensure, let it transcend from just a plan to reality. So begin to do the work. So, for example, if what you want your child to do is, for example, I just told you mine, one of the plans I had for my daughter last year, and of course I had it itemized. So I said, okay, you're going to learn to iron by the time you are fully now. By 9, I'm not going to be ironing for you. The next thing we have moved on to the next in our stage now because we have a plan. We have a 3-year plan. After we exhaust that 3 years, we have the plan for the next 3 years. That's how to do the work. That's how to do the work. So their parents are encouraged to do the same. So don't let it just be just plan. It has to become a reality. You have to work it. That's why I said meet your assignment with all of the enthusiasm. That's the first thing I said because it's an assignment. And of course, assignments are not always easy. Assignments are not always a walk in the park. But at the end of the day, if you will say sit down to do what you should do, you're gonna get what you should get. So whatever plan you have for your child, ensure. For example, if it's just learnings together, or for example, by December, I want my child to be attended so and so and so and so course. For example, if you have a 15-year-old child, I expect that child to start taking courses on marriage. I am very serious about it. We have a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, because already they're having struggle with this, that. So register in course in academies that you will learn communication, this, that, expectations, a whole lot of other things that because of time and other things we may not be able to discuss on this trip. Or for example, you have an 18-year-old child and then you're wondering. So your 18-year-old child should not be wondering, who am I going to date? Do I want to date? This. There has to be a plan. She should have known by then that this is who I must not date. These are the mistakes that some of us made, and then it made our journey somehow. So we want to, and don't forget, parenting is about correcting all of your own errors, so that it doesn't replicate itself in the life of your child. So have a plan in place, whatever the age of your child. I've talked about when your child is between age 8 to 9. Use my an example. I thought when she's 13, when she's 14, when she's 16, when she's 18. So you're not just going to wake up one day and say, why didn't you? Did you teach her? Or was there an expectation? Or was there a plan? Let there be a plan. Beyond having a plan, ensure that you do all you can. That's when you're being an advantage to your child. Ensure that you do all of what you can to ensure that the plan that you have transcends to reality. You leave the late stage of planning to reality. So, for example, and that's why I made it simple. So it doesn't have to be something big and glamorous. It can be something as simple as your child being able to navigate from point A to point B. Some of us we can't leave our children. We can't. We are afraid that they're gonna get lost. Some of us, our children don't know the bus stops. Bus stops. Do you know what bus stops from their house to their school? And the child is 10, the child is 9, the child is 8. Shouldn't be. Shouldn't be. They should go. They should know because anything can just happen. I'm not saying anything is going to happen, but in case something does happen, they're not going to be lost. They're not going to be, for example, they say, where's your bus? And the child is looking out, she's 10, and they're wondering, what's she coming from? You don't want to do that to your child. You don't want to do that. That's a big disservice to your child. So have a plan in place. So if your plan could be something as simple as that, as your daughter being able to navigate your environment. It can be something as simple as your 13-year-old daughter being able to go to the market and come back safely without any casualty or injury or whatever. And then gradually like that, whatever, depending on where you are on your journey. And I hope that you're learning something, and I hope that it is worth your while. Alright, the next thing we want to talk about on how to make the best of 2024 with your teenagers. About 3 things already. Number 4 thing you want to do is you have to have a parenting plan for the year. Then you have to ensure it translates from a plan to reality. The number fifth thing, then you have a projection of how to learn from mistakes. This is where I was talking about the other time. So the only time you want to make reference to mistakes is when you want to learn from it. Project. Okay, this is where we goofed last year. How can we be better this year? We goofed because I didn't have a lot of time for my toddler last year. For example, I'll use myself as an example. I realized that this is because of a change in plan, changing itinerary, changing a lot of things in my life and all of that. I have not had that time that I would have loved to have. What did I do? I collapsed. I collapsed my days. For example, all of today we've been together, all of tomorrow we're going to be together, to make up for the gaps I saw last year. I don't know whether you understand what I am saying. So have a projection of how to learn from mistakes made. We're not perfect. None of us, and of course, you know that whenever I talk, I'm not talking from a place of perfection. I also still struggle on my journey. That's why I also have people that will help me on this journey. That's why I have a parenting coach. I have a coach for my daughter. I have, because I don't. You just want to do your best. So project on, the of how to learn how the mistakes you made last year. Where did you go with your daughter? You know it deep down in your heart. And most of us, it is where the places where we're most guilty is this lack of time, lack of availability. We're chasing the bag, we're chasing the bag. I understand we have bills to pay, house rents to pay, commitments to meet, deadlines, but you know what, we shouldn't now sacrifice our teenagers on the altar of all of these things, because at the end of the day, none of it is going to matter as much as our children. So their parents, please, I implore us, anywhere we know that we made mistakes last year, could we be humble enough? I'm begging, the way I'm begging you, see my hands, interlaced. The way I'm begging is the way I'm also begging myself. So if there's any way you know that you missed it last year, can you sincerely accept it? Can you be humble enough to know, to ask that admit that Funala, oh, this place you messed up. And if Funala, I'm going to try and do better here. Do you understand? So that's the only time you should make reference to past mistakes, past failures, past incompetencies. When you want to make reference, when you want to project on how to do better. So if you need help, can you seek help? Are you humble enough to seek help for your teenager? Your teenager has come to you with a difficult issue, and all you did was, hey, you have disgraced me, you have disappointed me, you have failed that child. She will never come to you, or he will never come to you. So can you be humble? Parents, African parents, we're very proud. We're very proud. We say that. Me too. I still say it. Say, are you aware that I'm your mother? Oh, really? And the Gen Z or the Gen Alpha is wondering, oh, really? How I knew? You don't have to tell me that. We are very proud. I can tell us that, because that's how we're wired. Parents are automatic. Parents are fine. Parents. I'm not demeaning your authority. I'm just saying that if you look on your journey and you see where you see that that you have goofed on your journey with your teenager, can you be humble enough? Will you accept that, yes, I goofed here? How many of us will accept? Then how many of us will be willing to correct it? That's where the work really is. And that's what we're called to do. That's what we're called to, because parenting is not perfection. Parenting is not infallibility. Parenting is vulnerability. Parenting is learning. Parenting is learning. How many of us are willing, for the sake of our kids, to adjust, own our mistakes, and be humble enough to seek knowledge? This is 2024. Or you still be saying, what are they saying? What are they saying? Who taught us? Come on. Don't let's go there. I tell my friends, the people in my circle, I don't even like to have the conversation of if we are parents, what I don't want to have that conversation. I don't want to have that conversation. But can we please not repeat the errors our parents made? Can we please not repeat the mistakes that they made? A lot of us, our parents know nothing about us. Absolutely nothing about us. Nothing. Till now, they don't know anything. The mistakes that we made them in error. We corrected them in error. We went ahead in error. Everything in error. Because we did connect with our parents. We didn't connect with them. We did not. Some of us did so many things that when our parents say, they say, you see, my daughter did. Now I'm asking us, can we also put this? Can we be reflective? The mistakes we know that we're making on our journey, and can we begin to correct it? Can we begin not to sound, perfect, infallible, I know everything, I'm always right, kind of parents or teenagers? We're going to shut them out. So can we, if we now realize our mistakes or their own mistakes, can we correct those mistakes in love? And if they need help, can we get help for them? Can we get help for ourselves? so that we don't raise people that we don't know. A lot of people are raising people that they don't know, people that they know absolutely nothing about, people that they don't know what is happening in their lives, people that they don't know what's happening in their world. That's who a lot of people are raising. Can we take ourselves from that equation by reflecting on our past mistakes? And can we be humble enough to say, okay, how many of us can sincerely call our teenagers, our teenage children? So because a lot of us will hate questioning. We don't like to be questioned. We don't like anyone to probe us. We just dislike it. Because of that, we rather let sleeping dog lie. And in letting sleeping dog lie, what do? We let go of our teens. We let go of our teenagers. And they begin to form their own opinions. They begin to form their own world views. I think I already talked about world view in that video entirely. So dear parents, we got work. Let's get to it. Yeah. So please project on how to learn. So your mistakes, if you must go there at all, is to go and find out how can I be better? How can I be better for myself, for my teenager? What can I do differently? Am I open to learning? Will I open my mind? Will I open my mind to learning, to teachings? Then will I be able to give my teenager the patience it requires to teach them, to guide them? Don't forget, I always tell us rather that our kids, our teenagers especially, they just come to us for guidance. They have knowledge. Knowledge is everywhere. But will they come to us? Any teenagers in distress, the way you handled the last distress, will it make him come to you? The way you handled the last distress your teenager had, will it make her come to you? Decided the conversations if we must have a good 2024 with our teenagers. All right, let's move because of our time. The next thing is we have to put more accountability structure in place and insist on it. This is for a teenager. Yeah, it's not how you want to escape this. Accountability in on all forms. Because you know what, most of the problems we're having in our adult relationships comes from a failure to want to be accountable. I can't say this enough. I can't ever stress this enough. Most of the adult problems that we're having right now, challenges that we're having right now, comes from not wanting to be accountable. You can't ask me, who are you to ask me, who are you to question me? What That's the basis of most of the problems that we are having. Yeah, some people would rather end relationships. And by relationships, I mean all sorts of relationships, friendship, marital, all sorts. They rather end that than being accountable. Nobody can talk to me. Nobody can question me. Nobody can. Do you know what it has done? So, dear parents, for your teenager, so that he doesn't grow or she doesn't grow to be another that says, you can't ever question me, you can't ever monitor me, you can't ever ask me, and all of the things that people, all of the nonsense that people say these days. So, you have to put an accountability structure in place and insist on it. And the only way you can do that, please put a mentorship structure in your home for your teenagers. I can't say this, and trust me, I'm not saying this so that I can bring your girls to me. No, right now the girls we have is not even up to 10, and I can say that. But we are growing, so it's not about whether you bring your daughter to me or you don't bring your daughter to me. I put my daughter in a structured accountability system. I have done that for my own daughter, so it's not about me. Or about she wants the girls to come to academy. But if we know what happens when teenagers become unaccountable adults, you want to avoid it at all costs. I have seen what happens. I have seen what lack of accountability can do to relationships, can do to marriages, can do to just about anything. So you have to insist on it. So if the rule is that by 8 p.m. you should be home and your teenager is not home, you must insist everything you need to do to ensure you know where she is. And that's not you trying to put your nose in her affair. No, that's you insisting on your accountability. So if your structure is such that your teenager must meet a certain target, so it's not going to matter what happens or what doesn't happen. For example, I've let my own daughter know that leadership is a core. That's something I am not willing to even what's it called? Leadership is a core. And I told her at every point I've been everywhere, there's always been one time or the other that I've had to lead at one time or the other. So it's a structure. So you can't come and tell me out of everybody in the class, you did not say anything to do. It's not possible. You can't come and tell me that. So I will insist on that. That's what I mean. Accountability. Let them know that they can't just be anyhow. You can't do anyhow. Can you see the balance now? In as much as you are that open parent, you're that forward parent, that parent that can still say, hey, kid, I messed up. You are still that same parent that can still insist. So you are a parent. You're not a friend. Insist. Don't let your kids don't let them get away with everything they do. They mustn't get away. If you do that, you're doing something dangerous, not for them now, but for the future. So in this 2024, if there's no structure for accountability, if your teenager goes at will or comes at will or does anything at will or enters the house and just behaves anyhow, and goes to the kitchen, sees anything, just does anyhow. Please, let parents stop it. Excuse me. Put a stop to it. This is the time to put a stop to it. So there has to be a structure. There has to be somebody that they're accountable to. Either you or their father or the father figure or the mother figure. You have to insist on it. If they will not yield, put dire consequences in place so they know that you're not joking. So they know that you're not messing around. I know something about kids. Once they know that sometimes they want to test you. Your teenager, even though you have told her that okay, 6 p.m. is when you should be home. She wants to see that. She wants to see what will happen when she comes by 7. She comes by 7, you okay, later no. You come by 7, the next 3 weeks you're not going to that particular place. And you stand by it. Not if you like, let her cry and cry the ocean. Let her reject her food. She's not gonna die. Do you understand? Accountability and sticking with it. That's where a lot of parents struggle. Because we want to be seen as, chubby, chummy with our kids. You're not your child's friend. Don't let's even go to that conversation. You're not a child. My daughter will say, my best. I say, I'm not your friend. Please, go and look for your. I have my own. She knows that I have my friends. She knows who my friends are. So, of fact, I make my daughter understand how these things work. Friendship, she knows the friends that I will stick my neck for and friends that will stick their neck for me. That's it. So I'm not your friend. Don't go and be friending me. I am not your friend. I'm your mama. Because by the time when the time comes for you to put your feet down on something, you've been doing friend now. So you're never gonna be able to put your feet down. So does it mean that I'm not cool, my daughter? Trust me, we are cool. So there has to be a structured accountability, and you have to insist on it. Otherwise, this Gen Z, this Gen Alpha, this slang I used to say to them now. I have 3 of them currently around me. I said that if you want to throw me under the bus, these ones they will throw you under the bus. Trust me, they'll shock you. You don't want them shocking you, so put that system in place. So that they will know, as we're doing play, mommy, play this, they will know that this thing, mommy will never accept it. This thing, daddy will never accept it. Or this thing, my daddy figure will never accept it. Or my mom figure will never accept it. So put this in place. That's another way to ensure that your 2024 with your teenager is great. Are you learning something? I like to know that I'm not the only one here. So I'd like to see your comment in the comment section. I talked about 6 things already. I said number 1, meet your assignment. Parenting is an assignment. So meet it with the enthusiasm it deserves. I told us to make no reference to failures or incompetencies of the past. I told us to, what did I say? We should have a parenting plan for the year. I said that we should ensure that plan transcends from just plan to reality. Then I said you have to have a projection of how to learn from your mistakes. Whatever mistakes you have learned, can you be kind? Can you extend grace to yourself? Can you be kind to yourself? Can you leave all of those mistakes, or just can you learn from them? So just learn from the mistakes and do what? Take a move. The way we say in Nigeria, say we move. Then put accountability structure in place and insist on it. This has been the undoing of most parents. This is where most kids believe that they can, especially if you're in the Western world. Oh, jeez. You don't want to see kids misbehave. You don't want to see kids just behave like nobody's going to question them. You don't want to see kids behave like nobody's going to call them to order. It's irritating. It's very, very irritating. And you know what? It breeds a set of irresponsible adults who are not, first of all, able to be accountable to themselves, not talk of any other person. You don't want to do that to yourself. All right, so we move on. The next way to make the best of this year for you and your teenagers is to committing to know your teenagers more. Yeah. Commit to know them more. Make up your mind. If you have a teenager, at least know them to an extent. At least. I already told us, some of us know nothing about our teenagers. Trust me, know nothing. I have a teenage boy, a 24-year-old that's struggling with masturbation. I know both parents. They're not aware. They are not aware. And I'm like, this is obvious. Some things are very obvious. It's funny how parents miss it. How can you miss this obvious sign? They're not aware. And because the boy in question told me, okay, mommy, they call me mommy. Say, mommy, for now, please, I don't want them to be aware. I know that if I tell them at that point, it's going to jeopardize the work I'm doing with him. So what do? I keep short for a while until we see that okay, they're able to manage. Do you understand? That's the world we're living in. So can you try and commit to know your teenagers more? How do you know them more? Be interested in their life. Simple. Very simple. Very simple. It's these things is because they're too simple. That's why we miss them. You're expecting me to say something like you must this, you must that, you must no. Be interested in their lives. Just observe them keenly. You will know the things that they like, and that will give you an idea of what's going on in their world, in their head. Be interested. But the thing is that all of us are busy. I know I'm also busy. Just the way you would like to chase that money, I also like to chase that money. But I know somewhere in my mind that see, one day that money will be there. Then my daughter is not going to be there. She will have gone to find her own way in the world. So what's going to happen then? Will she be able to stand on her own? Have I done a good job? So that's it. Commit this year. This year, make up your mind. I'm going to know my teenager more. I want to know what makes them tick. Some of us, are you aware? It is the same thing. Can we break that pattern? Some of us, our parents know nothing about us. They don't know our capabilities. They don't know our strengths. They don't know our weaknesses. They don't know anything. They don't know jack. As a matter of fact, what we have is basically end of the month, send money to them for their upkeep, and that is it. Can we do better? This agreed. All of that happened because that was the level of knowledge then. But with the level of knowledge swinging at you everywhere, every corner, we have to do better. We have the responsibility to do better. One of the ways actually to raise your child, to be able to raise your child, you have to know your child. Is your child systemic? Is your child creative? Is your child what kind of a child is your child? Know your child's temperament, know their friends, know what they love, know their colors. Be interested, just the way you are interested in your lover or your husband or your wife or something. It is the same way. Be interested. Commit. Like, do you know what it means to commit? Commit, like, this is work that we got to do. So commit this year. Commit to know them more. Commit to know your teenagers more. When you know them more, it is easy for you to connect because there's a basis for connection. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying to you. There's a basis for connection. There's a basis to have something to talk about. Imagine you and your teenager, you're just there in the living room, then you watch TV together, and then that's it. Everybody finishes and then everybody turns to their respective bedrooms to go and sleep. Come on. You can definitely do better than that. Yeah. You can do better than that. So, dear parents, coming to know your teenagers more this 2024. I hope I'm not making you angry. Trust me, my intention is not to make you angry. My intention is for all of us together to raise healthy adults because what I see scares me. I'm not going to lie to you. What I see scares me. What I see when I go to work, when I go out, when I talk with my teenagers, it scares me. And that's why if I let whatever happens, I'm still gonna be doing these videos, I'm still gonna be saying this thing so that peradventure you're gonna do something. Because I know that my child, after all, if you say you are raising your own child, right, your child is not a loner. Your child is not gonna be interacting with just him or herself alone. Your child is gonna be interacting with people. So commit to know your teenagers, be interested in them, know what they like. You know what left from what they watch, what they wear, what they eat. When you listen to them, that's why I said what was on it at the time. Invite their friends over. Invite them. It's just food. Invite them. It is just food, really. Invite them. That way, you know them. So that you can know where to come in. You can know where to put in the work. You can know what to eat. Do you understand? So the parent, that's why I said the number one thing you have to do this year, you have to meet your assignment with the enthusiasm. Imagine if you're not enthusiastic about all of this that I was saying. How are you gonna move? Imagine if all this I was saying, you're just there and you're still wondering, hey, am I gonna do? Am I gonna do this? Am I gonna do that? You know? All right. So the next one, I said, commit to learning more together with them. That's another way for you to make this 2024 a great year. Learn together with them. Let them see you. Let them see you. Do things together that foster learning in your home. Maybe a research together. Yeah. A research together once in a while. Learn together. The YouTube is there. Google is there. Practical research is there. For example, you can do like maybe some place in your area that they do something that you do not know about. Get them on board. Yeah, commit to learning together. I'm already planning towards the next holiday where we're going to go to do things, to learn things, and all of that. Do things together. That's the idea. So the point is this, yeah. What you're seeking to gain is their heart. You want to, you're parenting the heart, not the head. It is the heart. So when you gain their heart, you gain entrance. Then you're able to now turn it anywhere. Then you now become the voice that your daughter sees. I mean, the voice that your daughter hears, or what your daughter sees. Do you understand? So much so that it is hard for them. Of course, you're doing all these things and then you're praying. Don't ever, I have never at one time say that all of this is what you do, this and everything is fine. You're gonna do all of these things and then you're gonna go and pray to God as if you're not doing anything. But trust me, if you do all of this that I'm saying, then you add prayers. Come on, God is not wicked. He is not wicked. So their parents, do things together, commit to learning together, learn more together. I was watching a video during the holidays. My coach and the family, they went to a place where they mold mud pots. Yeah, mud pots. That's a learning together. It's learning together. It's fun together. It's bonding together. Do you understand what I am saying? So commit to it. If you've not been doing it, start. If you've been doing it, continue. That's the word. Continue. And you know what? The beauty of it is that because they'll see you know what? These kids are very funny, very teenagers. They act like I don't care, I don't know, I don't know. But let me tell you what I do. There's a teenager currently around me. And then when I'm going to work or something, of course my daughter will normally come for a hug. The younger one will come for a hug. She would, just draw back. But you know what I do? I will still call her for the hug that we're standing. Then she will not be the one to even hug more. Yeah, that's how they are. She's a teenager, full blown, 13, going to 14. So that's how they are. And I'm wondering, of course, I won't make it no. But somewhere in mind, I'm wondering, but you were doing like you didn't need the hug. Do you understand? That's how they are. They act like they don't need the connection, the bonding. Trust me, they're the one that need it the most. Much more than your twinny, your pre-twin has no problem. Mommy, that one has no issues. But your teenager, that one, just forming her big. So she wants you to come. She wants you to bond. She wants you to connect. But if you miss it, too bad. Too bad. So, their parents, learn to commit to more activities that bond you together. That's the next one. Learn more together, commit to more activities that bond you together, and create more memories. Please do create more memories because the time will go. The time will go, and you will wonder where has the time gone. The time will go so fast. Learn together, bond together, know them more. Everything follows. Everything like that in that sequence. The time will go so fast. Look at me. I was telling my friend just that I miss my mom so much. And I don't even. I'm like, if I feel that way, how's she gonna be feeling? Some of us, our parents are gone, and then we find that we miss them so much. So, can we put in memories? Can we put in? I was going through my phone. No, my baby's cousins and all of that were going through my phone, and they said, you have so many videos together with your daughter." I said, "Of course, of course, And then we put in our private YouTube channel like that. I think I already mentioned it. So, and it's there. And in the years to come, when she's growing, she just says, "Oh," so they will feel the tangibility. Oh, yeah. They will feel the tangibility of your love. They know that you're not just faking it. They know. They feel that tangible. And it's going to guide them like a light all through as they go. Kids that mess up, kids that are involved in premarital sex early. That's the word. Kids that engage in premarital sex early, kids that tend to do vice early, kids that do all the wrong stuff early. It's because they're looking for something. Don't you understand? They're looking for something, and that's that thing, they can get it in the home. They can get it in the home. So, and that's why they said that if you have a girl and then the father, ensure that there's a connectivity between the girl and the dad. Why? Because the time is going to be coming, she's going to be feeling inadequate, unloved. But when that love from the father, when he's seeing it, or the father figure, when he's there, she has no business looking for what is not lost outside. And then their innocence is preserved, their chastity is preserved, everything is preserved. Just because a parent is present, just because a parent is ready to pour love. So their parents. That's why I said the number one thing you got to do is you got to meet this assignment with enthusiasm. It's work. Oh, don't just go and be doing yourself. It's work. It's work. So commit, do things together. Things that bond you together. Commit to activities that bond you together. Create more memories. cook together, do funny videos together, dance together. I cannot count the number of times that we have done this and a whole lot of other things. So don't play, roll on, for God's sake. Except you're in a company that you don't want to lie on the floor. Otherwise, roll on the floor with your kids. Why not? Sincerely, why not? My daughter is almost as tall as me. I still knew down for her to climb me, like the way you climb a horse. Come on. Because the time is gonna come, yeah. I am gonna be craving for that, but she'll have outgrown it. So, dear parents, please don't waste this time. It's very short. It is very, very short. Whatever it is that works for you, just ensure, let it be settled in the heart of your child that you're not only accountability boss, you also love boss. I think it's better that way. Let them know. Let them feel the tangibility. Let them know of a truth. Some of us, we doubt our parents' love for us. And you know what? They do love us. But because of the way they behaved, the way they acted, the way they treated us, we doubted that love. Don't ever make your child doubt your love. And a lot of the things I've said, which one have I said, buy this for her, buy that for her? Presence can never take the place of presence rather, can never take the place of presence. Never. So don't even kid yourself. Don't bribe them. They'll collect it to trust children. They'll wear the clothes, they will rock. But that's where it ends. And then the next time they feel that they need something, they need someone to buy them clothes. Oh, that guy does buy me clothes. And that's what you are to them. Don't be more than that to your kids. Be that father, be that mother. That's so a kid can feel the tangibility. That's what we're talking, the tangibility of your love. It's gonna make your year great. Then the next thing I said, I've talked about do more activities that bond you together. Then finally, document your journey. Oh, this is so beautiful. Document your journey every step of the way. Document it. Create an email for your children. My daughter has an email that I do mails. I send mails to. So that when she grows, she goes through it and oh, really? Because right now they may be young, they may not really understand a lot of things. But the time will come in life, they will feel that they will wonder, was I loved? And then they will remember this. Oh, yeah, I'm really loved. And then, you don't know what that does to the psychological makeup of a child. You don't know what it does. It does wonders. So, journal your memories, document your journey, do videos, open a YouTube channel for your family, private. Upload the videos there. Do stuff together, fun things. Me and my daughter will do all sorts of silly things, a whole lot of silly things. Sometimes you just want to laugh and you just want to wonder what is the matter with these people. It's deliberate because of the times that she's going to wonder. Because don't forget, the hard times are coming. I hope you know. I have gotten to that stage in my life that I've questioned: am I loved? Have I been loved? I have had to walk through that situation. That's life. Life does happen. But because of all things that surround me or people that surround me, I'm able to know that, oh, okay, no matter what happens, I am loved. Do you understand? Your child is going to face issues where she's going to wonder, or he's going to wonder whether he or she is loved. And then when he wonders or when she wonders, I really pray, I really hope that your child is able to answer without ever asking you that truly, I am loved. Have you learned anything? Have you learned something? If you have learned, please, like I say, if it's just one thing you want to work with, take it, 2024. Then you keep running. Yeah, we mentioned 10 things. I'll rush through it, and that'll be it. Meet your assignment with the enthusiasm it deserves. Make no reference to failures and incompetences of the past. Have a parenting plan for the year. Ensure it transcends from a plan to reality. Have a projection of how to learn from mistakes made. Put more accountability structure in place and insist on it. Number 7, commit to knowing your teenagers more. Number 8, commit to learning more together with them. Then number 9, commit to more activities that bond your teenager and you. Then create more memories. Then finally, document your journey every step of the way. You know what? If you put this thing in place, and the next week I think we're going to be talking about. Okay, let me not unveil that yet. We'll be talking about next week. But we'll be here next week, okay? Then we'll continue from here. But if you want to have a great year with your teenagers, these are some of the things that are going to help you. Trust me. Yeah, if I say trust me, because not because I have a full-blown teenager, but because I have worked with them. That's why you should trust me. And when you do this, they will always come back. Trust me. My teenagers, they always come. They always. They mommy this, mommy that. It's because you've been able to walk them through the process. And I hope that you're also able to do the same. All right. Once again, my name is Fumilola Akintola Williams. I'm the lead coach at the Informed and Reformed Teens Academy. That's an academy strictly for girls. So if you have a girl from age 8 to 18, we have a curriculum that we're working with, that God is helping us to work with. Yeah. God is helping us. And then we'll work together with your teenager. Then we'll become for her to beautifully transition into an adult. And also, our first ever book is out, Good Etiquette, a girl's child's pathway to excellence. It's on Seller, it's on Amazon. It's also hard copy, but just that the hard copy, you need to order, and it will have it sent to your location. The main distributor is in Abuja, so if you want to order, send us a chat at 081 if you want to order, whether to resell or whether to just for your own personal copy. But trust me, if you have anyone that has a girl in their lives, that book is going to help them. And you know what? It's part, you now form part of the book that is being used in the academy. That's I am opportune to volunteer and also be a coach in. So trust me when I tell you that we know what we're doing. We're not kidding, yeah? We're not joking at all. We know what we're doing. All right, that is a lighter note. I am just excited this evening. Trust me, I am just excited. I don't even know why. And I'm happy that you always come to join me. It's because you always come. That's why I always come. My friends are here. I keep telling them that sometimes I feel like, but like, okay, if it's just one, if it's just two, oh, there's something to run with. And then we move. 2024. Let's be expectant. Let's be hopeful. Let's not give up on ourselves or on our teenagers. I'll be in your faces again next week. Yes, God spend our lives. Have a beautiful week, beautiful people. And I thank you that you always come. I don't take it for granted. Bye bye.